Professor Christian Ajare Enei Empanimfo Aginatum se omeye Vice Chancellor and former KNUST Suapon no Enei wono na ebedi animu se Vice Chancellor. Sansona Dr. Mahmoud Baumia Enei wadikrata babontin ya wochre se enkameya yese yiwetietia enkrofo bi efo ahudie eso wo magana mu kabima minka bi ya ewo Ghana mu no yetietia so yema ekwan emane enya adwuma no nti woni a esefota se wo kasa nyina yaka won kasaboa ahye won yem sanso ena abronya DC said ye frano no enei wono wo bo amane se kotu aremande no se onko enkodem ewon nsem bi a wode atuja ya eye enye no kre se nsem wei ene de ka ho bie ena ya gimra ne de besom wo mekai wo se kase no betwa no ho e wo Facebook ubenya bi ahwe e bo honom ti Facebook eye fache TV sanso ena YouTube nso eye fache TV ena fache TV GH ne nyina ye stream live e wo honom www.facheonline.com ya kruchire nsem no e de agu ho ya ubenya bi na wakenkan ya ne ye de kase yi e besom wo eye me Obrempong akwasi jaboa mene
AFIA tumwa Kaakyire ye besre na odo bre afam ye don hwere baako na kase ni nkyeremu no ya hyase
African Forward Summit ya ekoso ewo Nairobi na ehonum na Ghana mampanyi His Excellency John Dramani Mahama akopiemu ewase na oye koche na sempanimfo a wonum etina wonum enhyiamu no etire no waka ho bi na no ode atudwa se abibremu manya ahodo nyina yenka yehumom se de beya yebetumi aboa na yankasa yapomoden eho nsem yetimi de atu ye koma so na ya yetu ho na mo se de be ye beboa yen ebra so se yetimi hwe na enioma hodo a yegege ade free ama hodo so eba beboa ewo yapomuden ho no yetimi twe yen ho afri ho anoti wo ba ye wo de reset agenda ede aba na ne nyina ene se wo beboa se de be apomuden mapa ebetumi aba oman Ghana anoti se wonu mahia se abibiman dia wonyina nka won humom no anyintum se wonu akasa ebetumi aboa na yenyina bibremu ha yetimi abo yampomoden ehobra na aboa ama yetimi ahwe timamufo ahodo a ewo abibriman mu ebra ode tuja no nsem bi sei ena ode tuja.
I take our destiny into our own hands based on what the global realities were, that finance for health interventions and actually finance for humanitarian crisis response across the whole world was beginning to dwindle, and we needed to act in order that Africa could continue to meet its obligations under the SDGs. And so we met in Accra, we spoke, we defined what the problems were, and I don't think we need to go over them. 70% of pharmaceuticals in Africa are imported, 90% of vaccines are imported. We bear 25% of the global disease burden, and only 3% of pharmaceuticals are produced in Africa. And so we realized that we needed to take our destiny into our own hands. One, to increase our own finance and leverage more revenue, domestic revenue, to invest in healthcare and see healthcare as a strong economic pillar. And I think that discussion was had. But we need to look at the reality that Africa faces. One of the difficulties in leveraging domestic financing is the debt burden. It's linked to many things. One, if you are spending 50% of your revenue to service debt, how much more, how much is left? Invest in education, in health, in agriculture, and all the things that create a decent life for your people. And so we said, enough of the talking, let's move into action. How do we create the vehicle so that, one, Africa can come together and come out with a compact that allows us to be able to improve health outcomes for our people. And so since Accra Reset, we've been taking some steps. We're looking forward to the World Health Summit so that we can all come together. I think Africa CDC, everybody is aligned. And so I think that the meeting we go to in the next week on the 18th will help us all bring our thoughts together. We should not be fragmented in the work that we're going to do. All of us need to pull together to be able to achieve the outcomes that we want. Funding is available, but we need to bring the private sector, the state parties, our partners, and all into the same boat. Accra Reset is not about isolationism. It is about how we can work better with our partners in order to achieve the outcomes that will be beneficial for our people. So I look forward to this discussion, and since I'm co-chairing, I probably would have another bite of the sherry at the end of it. And so I'll leave it here, and thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much.
Governing Council, yeah, one more Eshe Kumase, Siapon Cassia, ya Edi KNUST, ya Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. One more aye, one more enshia mu AFIA Fidia, dia toso, ahenu edia krumi no. 292nd meeting. Na sanhye mu no aseno na won mu nyina ko benkromu ya waje atomu se won mo pa bedwakuo se won mo ne mpanimfo bi no ntwetwe nkomo no onuadue mu enhye opani ya won mo ya sisi na nako a ebeto de so se ebrem won na me vice chancellor Emma Kwame Nkrumah Siapon no enu nti meka say won mu nyina je professor Bako atumu a wono ne Professor Christian Ejare sese die wono na eba be vice chancellor ede ama Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology Siapon kase ya ewo Asante Mantem Kropon Kumasi mu ha na sade mpanimfo ebo amane no na wo mo ye nipa bebre na wo pa committee say won koso anu won mo ntwetwe nkomo won hwe obi a hoden enwumasua mu ne modemmo ya wakutamu a efri ebre ya won mo ba KNUST Siapon no mu ene niam ahodo a won ma ya ayensen na ho na edisua hunu papa abasuapon no mu na won mo timi agina so apaw emu ba ko a wode sa adwuman ebehye ne nsa na ya kasa Professor Ejare wono na ye provost Emma College of Health Sciences ewo KNUST ho enti adwuma foforo a wode hye ne nsa se vice chancellor no eyemfie mako nan obehye ase August osana aboso meni da edikan ewo afi empimienu ene aduonu ensia 2026 yimom na bibia beko awieye July 31st chese July da edi etwato okra ewo 2030 afi no emum na obi ebebisa se Professor Ejare oye enipa ben kra opani no abone homodi bebre ewo enwumasua emu na afe entoto yahodo a waye ede aboa KNUST Siapon no nti yenhwe said Professor Ejare ne honsam etie na ye moho amane wo hye ahanom se ya wo kyerese sanse oye obemfu mu okunni nti enwoma bebre ene abrabo mu suahunu ewo nwomasua mu na wo wura no atwerotwero nti citations ahodo ya watwero enipa dodo ya wo mode edi dwuma no edoso pa enti 5059 citations ene opani no sempanimfo ebu ne honkonta watwero ama omanfo ejina so a wo mo so ede ebo adwuma ewo nwomasua mu sesie ya ye kasa de wo ye full professor afi 2020 ena sa di bre no ne nsa eka ye se de empanimfo ebo ho amane no enti sa pepepe ena etie wo hye ne dwumade no ase efiri baabi ena wode abedru baabi a eneyi owo se de empanimfo enya ne mugidi a womode adwuma kase a eti sei ahye ne nsa no eno nti yenhye se de Ora no ni dwumadie ya waye etie wo tresa wo ye full professor Emma Pharmaceutics free afi 2020 no a ebesi sabre afi wasan ekuta administrative positions ahodo bebre ewo KNUST suapon no emu na wabone homode pe ye wasan asom se quality assurance and a planning office saatan ye no wasom ewo ho ewo KNUST and wasan eye vice dean ewo KNUST suapon no no efri afe 2019 equasi 2020 and our D adwuma no afe provost Emma College of Health Sciences no so de wo hyase 2020 besi sabre ya ye kasa ya empanimfo de brekese sei ahye ne nsa no wodaso a ekutamu senior most provost and also dibre baako ya ekura owura no efri afe 2024 ebesi sabre ya and I 2014 so ebesi ena wasompa ye were longest serving academic board member chese bedwa ya wonmo ehye adesua ankasa so ne adekere ewo KNUST no woye pani ya wasom kese pa ewo mom ya empanimfo agina saa niema etise ya waye no so na wonmo ebo na baso a kirese wasefata se womo edi dwumadie kese ya etise ye ehye nensa entise sie ya ye kasa die yewra professor ya wo mabo ni din Christian ejare ena enche wo befa ni dibre kese ekutamu se vice chancellor ebra ni owo dada no adwuma abawie ye na be abosome bebre nie suaponfo no munyina ebisa se na hwan ena wode no esi mami anemu na kirese governance any committees ahodo ya owura no akoso na academic board wom executive committee planning and resources appointment committee welfare services board ni nyina ye rei asom ewo ho nti se wode niam ahodo ya waye egu nsanie ni na wode atoto ne ngomasua emu modemo a na ese fata se ene wono apa professor ejare se onye vice chancellor foforo ema kwame nkromasuapon no nti nyame ya adoma osana abosome no afi 2026 ena obefiri dwumadie ase 2030 na wode bibia aba awiye se de ye mfie nan ena obesom no ye bema professor Trinkwa na yasere nyankopon ho ahoden de ama no se adwuma no obetumi aye amani so ade hunu papa abamu
yabema professor Akwaba na yabono amo se watimi enya sa dibrei omra na omesum ye ewo KNUST afi yento aso osofo ya ohye Ghana ngomasua so honorable Haruna Idrisu ena ode tujwa kire mu se obepiem wo ma Ghana se de opposition party eni PP wonum aye won ho enam eka ya Bank of Ghana deba tujwa se wonum de ka 15.6 billion Ghana cedis ase eka ye hu bida na ne nyina se de beya economy no atimi agina ne naso na Ghana cedi ahoden abamu eno de opposition for no wo hu ye esefota se Ghana mampanyin His Excellency John Dramani Mahama yetimi bo na baso pa na chese yanu yoyoyo se de wasi aboa ma economy atimi agina ne naso no se Bank of Ghana bokasa eye ne nyina ne yemu enti ase de oman no yeso ye ho beto ye enti na abasa enti wonum nyai kasakasa ya wonum tim fitire na wo ka no.
The political opposition is at their best to find space to be critical of John Dramani Mahama. John Dramani Mahama, your special guest of honor, made a pledge to you that he would stabilize the Ghanaian economy. In all the debate that has gone on, including losses to the Bank of Ghana, I have not seen any of them argue that John Dramani Mahama has not stabilized the economy of Ghana. At least this inflation has been achieved from 54% to 23% through 2023-2024 to 5.4% 2025 to 3% John Dramani Mahama. There is stability in the economy, and therefore the loss of the Bank of Ghana as 15.6 million is the aspiration of John Dramani Mahama that he will see through a Bank of Ghana that achieves stability without losses. But at least momentarily, the opposition must accept a fact that the currency is stable, foreign reserves are high, and inflation is low.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and Etu Franka Ediama the New Patriotic Party NPP was Okokroko Amanyukuno. Na wapenino ede krata aba abontene na wochiremu se nansen niema bi ekoso ewo Ghana ha. Se empanimfo anhwe na wonmo antuo ho anamo ankasa ntia ebetumi etietie omanfo fa ahodie su na ka timamufo kasaboa ahye wonmo yam. Ni nyina ene se Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia se o maimu ya de kadmamenka bi ena eye adwuma dodo amamu a ena Ghana eguso emfie bebre nie efri bra onmoje fa hodie free kwasikoko ensemo watinti mafia pema hankron aduokron mienu amamra ya esechire asam no ka ne people say Ghana de ye democracy no an eguso eye adwuma nanso wanti asie say aban NDC eba yei ade bi ekoso na obi ene no enya adwene na nipa no ewo aban dada ye MPP mu na obi na no eka na wama aban ne hu se de ekoso no enyepe na aprosifo se yenie aprosifo ama na BN4 ediso na wo makwa akwachi nipa no enti omuguso omuchi nipa wo muchi nipa no wo hunu se 1992 constitution eni tumi ya samamra no ede matemamufo se obia etimi kasa esan kemamenka binti ena won mutietia animu ana Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia se no kwasampa se freedom of speech and answer expression ya ban epese wo yire so a na wo fa pampentre di buaso na wo ka Ghana fo kasabo ahye won yamu no enya de a ebeboa obia won fa ahodie ni tumi ni opepa se wo tumi ekasa se ya woni wo eni aban mu ne de se niama kwa achewa womo na obetumi aka amatemamufo a eteche no ehunu ya professor position kra de womo adwuma pa ene so obebo aban ne tuja na Ghana fo ehunu se ne ekoso amamu mu no nyanya de a etwa yie eno nti wobesre se de ene NDC aban ahya ase a wo ye no wo begya ya wo munyai ni nyina efa MPP amanyoko no ade hye bi no nansen wo keka nsem bi de fa NDC aban ho ampanimfo susu se eye ensemo a entwa yie na ebo man enu nti won mo kasa wie ya no ama abambofo akwakire wonum no Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ade atudwa se eni kwan se Ghana fo tena se ema obia esei kadmamenka bi ne dodo amamu a wade afrase na watintim ho amamra ede ato na basa na yesabone ena NDC aban no etwa ato ho enti was state institutions titru pa ene bambo agina tuku e wo memu se won mu dwumadie bia mu ne omana montuo mu no won hwe se fairness ebeda ne ho adi ema wo mon kasa aban we na wotumi so enti wosomaye ne a soma no kra nya papa na omu di so dwonjon no wokọ won hwe so obema fan ye ne pepepe ya da ne ho adi wo ndwumadie mu afa adwuma wo mo kosua ye ho mmara ne hyehyɛ ye da ho professionalism no won mo mfanya adwuma ema no emoa won mo Ghana temamufo nyina fa ahodie ho ban fi se sa na Ghana mamra no ekire anya sa de a de ekoso e no daache obi ekokoye bia na nya obi na kumantwi na bo asia kono a na de ne ti akwaje akyerema won mpese beba sa na ebetwa sa asa no ato wa afebonti na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia nam sa krata iso esre se aban enhye na sa de no a wo ye ka omanfo kasabo ahye wo yemu no wonya no ma won kwan fi se ke bamenka bi na eye adwuma e wo my Ghana mu
Kwame Bafo Abronye ene eneyi ukopiemu wobono regional NPP a wono ene chairman edema amanyoko no na eneyi Accra Circuit Court call asetna wonum san kwakire no ede ne bepiemu ewo honom na no na court no ekọ asetna wo kire mu se Kwame Bafo Abronye sesei enkasa bi a okaye enya de a esefata se wakasa akasa no enkomo a wodi ye ema ne ba bontima nipa wiase Ghana nyina obi ate bie no enya de se esefata eno nti court no ahye se onkochene BN4 kokum na woche mienu na wotwa ede ato ne so ne nyina ne sen enkomo ya wokodi ye ene se ensem bi ekoso osofo bi koka vice president Mami Jane ahwasem na wakoka wie no na court edi asem no court nya ni asem no kura nwie ye na Kwame Bafo Abronye akotena TV so na wonum edi nkomo ekire mu se wono nye saa judgefoɔ yi wɔnom eni ɛno nti nsɛm a judgefoɔ no edi nyinaa wɔnom de ayɛ amanyɔsɛm ɛno nti judge no ya wɔtena adwam ɛkyerɛ sɛ Kwame Bafo Abronye epese Ghana for GDA ya wɔnom wɔ court mu no efiri hɔ ɛno nti wɔtiatia ɔman Ghana asɛm ni bia no anim ɛno nti ɛna wɔnom gyina so ya wɔbu ne fɔ sɛ ɔnkɔ na wɔnkɔtwene mu na wɔtwe mienu na 27th May bosomi ya yɛwɔ mu ya wɔnsan emra na ɔmɛboa sɛ de bɛyɛ asɛm nie ɛbɛkɔ so atoa so ɛwɔ hɔnom na no ɛna na lawyer for ɛyɛ sɛ wɔbɛhwɛ nanka wɔnom ɛde bail ɛde so akɔtum sɛnka yɛma no baili nanso court no abɔ sa wɔnom esusuye anase wadesrɛ no wabɔ ɛde agu ya Kwame Bafo Abronye enei sɛ mene wɔ kasai BNI for kukum ɛna wɔkɔtwene na wɔtwe mienu na 27th wabɛtoa so
Enra nwumre na beto odwa se asante achim etifi mrahye bedwani ohene Kwame Obrempong wakọ amanone ama Holland abrochimemu aprosifo ache no ya me kasa de wodaso a ewo wonom akache a woguso etoto nanom na enu achi enamrahye bedwa no ede krata ba abontene so ebekire mu se nokre ne womo so ate ewo Ghana nie na wakasi so people say Speaker of Parliament Sarah Aban Soma na Bagben ene emrahye bedwa no akandifo egusua ne oman no a wonom akire wohene Kwame Obrempong asie ne mu mpanimfo ekasa se de be ya wonom ebehunu ne ekọ ne de eba bone kura wayeye no nti wonom akire no asie na wahwentoto obetumi aye ede afa emrahye bedwani no eho na ene ensetrefo nya kwan ene kane asante achim etifi emrahye bedwani lawyer AFIA kubi etwetwe nkomo bisa ne se ne nua Obrempong en wo makire no ewa amanoni na de en wo ka efa ho no so wate na de obeka nyina ne se wonka wakoma ento yem nipa de wochew na wonfa akwa adu bia ntentam wo ewo court ema wonyi ntumu a ne wombeka ne se wo ye innocent until proven otherwise eno ntimu obia ntutu mirika emfa ne santenetene Obrempong so se waye bone eno nti ena Holland fo ache no asie no kwesi se wom de ne begina emra no na wono ankasa ato nanum tu anase mpanimfo de kwa adu abono na ne osre nyina ne se mpanimfo beye ntotoe bia ye safata ntentem na wono no baby a wode mrahye bedwani no akro ene bone kra wo ye nei abanka bada ne nsa wo obi eman so na ebre no enuye no de ma Ghana form pentem emuaten.
But I can stick to the allegation that is making the rounds, and I also rely on the allegation and say that we are told that there is such an arrest and detention at this present time, and the international law says that you cannot crucify somebody when you have not heard his side of the story. So he is deemed to be innocent until proven guilty. And that we expect due process to go through, and let us see the results of due process. And at the end of the day, when he is given the opportunity to also establish his case and a ruling comes thereon, then we can rely on the ruling and say who is guilty and who is not. But for now, let us not be in a hurry to crucify him. And let us also not be in a hurry to accept one side of the evidence and leave the other side. And let us also uphold the tenets of rule of law, and let's also respect fundamental human rights, and let us also respect the fact that Oteram Partem rule, give a hearing to all parties, is also an issue. At the end of the day, a result worthy of reliance and worthy of implementation. At that point, then the procedural game will start. The net effect of the decision is that it will trigger some legal processes, and the legal processes will give us answers and answers that will satisfy the whims of the populace. So for now, it is too early in the day to sacrifice. I will not sacrifice him. I will not also prosecute him in my mind, and I will also not defend, because I'm not a defense lawyer, but I will rely.
Mame Sofia Akufu, or your former Chief Justice, on Wakroya Esaya Fellow at the Institute of Economic Affairs. And they were the Nano Atu and some ya Ekoso, Ewo, or my Ghana, form agudie tuo ya yetuo no ho na yedema contracts na say you know enkameya yese amahodo so enipa ahodo companies enyumakuo ahodo a wonum free amanfoforo so na ya dodo na itai edema wonum ne titiriu ene takwa mine ede no fates wonum na eno na 2027 ene AFIA edi yanim ya wonum contract ya woni aban no ewo no ebetumi aba na wieye nanso wasane aban na hye enkomodi ase sede be ya nka obetumi atretremu emfinsia be se aduonu ede aka won ho eno na maame sufa yakufu se dabi sede goldfields fo ene enyumaku ahodo a wonum afiri amahodo so abapiemu wo ma Ghana mu no enkameya ye se emfaso Papabi a eni honomu a ekire se wonum ehwe aboa Ghana ama yenya wonum so emfaso eno nti de woka enyina ene se enkayemfa ma Ghana fo adehye ene Ghana fo animdifo a wonum agentitiye na wobetumi atufo magudie yi na ma Ghana atumi anya so mfaso sede be ye beboa ama Ghana ene nkronkro ahodo a wonum atu efo agudie ewoso no wetumi anya so emfaso ebra woni nsentrefo edi nkomo no odensem bisei atuja.
We must ensure that every pit dug beneath the earth, that for every pit dug beneath the earth, a commensurate infrastructural legacy should rise in its place. The wealth drawn from the depth must be translated into schools, hospitals, and opportunities that lift our communities upwards. This is not merely a policy, it is a fundamental principle. These resources are national blessings to be managed for the benefit of all, not private windfalls for a few, and not windfalls for non-Ghanaians. Ghana today possesses a highly experienced pool of mining professionals with technical expertise and operational competence required to manage the Takwa mine successfully should government decline Goldfields' proposed lease extension. And to manage not only the Takwa mine, every mine in this country. Over the past 6 decades, the University of Mines and Technology has trained internationally recognized mining engineers, technicians, geologists, and managers who continue to distinguish themselves across the global mining industry. Significantly, many large-scale mining operations in Ghana are indeed already managed by indigenous firms such as Engineers and Planners, Heath Goldfields Limited, and Rockshore International Limited, on behalf of the foreign mining concessionaires. Indeed, major concessionaires operational activities at Goldfields. Major operational activities at Goldfields Takwa mine itself are presently executed by Ghanaian miners.
Enti kosi elubo kwan ya won mu yi ewo atoye etifi Western North Mantemono make say eniema nheda enkoyie sede empanimfo esusu no enrabna enwosofo ya wo sha kwan ya kwantempon so yewra governance kwam ya gboja wode nani ekire ho no kwasam so okoduru ho na wo hye ekwan no sede contractor agisika nanso woyi nani ne won famfidie mesi kwan no so nyeye no na minister boafu papa ekwan ya yeka ho asam yi eye abrofo kwansi ni eduason baako ekiripo eduonu enum 71 1.25 kilometer road. Na Minister SA, Emekua one ensam no Top Engineering International Limited. Na one mo atwa sika ede ama won. Sika no wagye wie, nanso se beye ye obesesa nimfidie. Ene na adwuma efo abegu kwan no so na won ma ye no, eno nso akoye boache bidin. Minister se ne ma ete sa de wo mo nso so kra wo sa big push agenda dwumadia. Abande esi na nso sa wode siesie omeya kwantempon no. Na wose sa kwan no wo ka ho asem no. Some timamufo bebre fi say one ya etete nkrotu a etwa ho ahia no wo mo ye kokko akuafo ya wo hia se kwan no obesiesie ama won na won mo edo kokko ni wie na wo ye ho adwuma wo mo nya kwan pa de afaso akwa akoton na won sa aka won sika na da wo koduru ye no so do manfo obosu dwetire se ekwan no mo atutu monchimonka akese ye dedam ensuo to a na akwa akotata mu no ama akoni abedie ho nsem ayeden ama won mo papa eno na minister say Nyamenko a enkasa contractor Top Engineering no wo twa contract no mu sei pay na wode adwuma no amanipa afra why serious obeye na aban eni eku big push agenda nhyehyɛ a won mo ye ya sa kwan eka ho bi eno nti won beba wo homadin bia sa adwuma no wo mo ebehye ama contractor fo no why siesie kwan no ama na ye kra behye na sa contractor Top Engineering ne de nyame ena age no
have. And I think since it's the chief executive of highways who pleaded for them, the onus is on highways to make sure this contractor works. I'm not going to wait for 2 months to come here. I'll come back as quickly as possible. If they're not working according to our this thing, that time we'll find a way of retrieving our money and get them out of the site.
Describe your experience on the road in 2 words.
Well, it is, I want to put the experience I had with people who live along this corridor as my take home. I could have been born in one of those towns along this road. I could have been raised here. What are my chances of even going through little ailment when the lady said that sometimes they have to carry their sick on their head to access healthcare? I heard them say when people are pregnant, sometimes they have to put them on motorbikes, and sadly, sometimes when they make it, sadly babies don't make it. For me, it's a sad story. I can never be happy after seeing this thing. It's a very sad day for me.
Are you going to cancel the mobilization you give them? Because from the
it is not that simple. The processes of approving and paying mobilization and recovering it is much more complicated. We'll find a way of getting the contractor to live up, or we'll do the ultimate.
What excuse has the contractor been given for this abysmal work done?
They haven't given any excuse. In fact, they can't even have any excuse. They are one of the oldest foreign contractors now metamorphosed into a local contractors. They've done works before, but on this is the worst I've seen of them as contractors, and they better back up.
Abejako ya wonum ehye ahensem amamra ni amane ene esom hodo ya ewo omagan na mu eso ene wonum de ensrahye ahyehye so ewa asantemantam mu na no ena wo kire mu se obepie mu wa asantemantam mu dia wotimi ensan kokromotie eho emmopo eno nti wonum ebo anan kopie mu wo manhia kotokofie otumfo se to the second na tenaye na no ena wode nsem bi etu dwa kire mu se eba se amane pa ne amamre ewo omagan na mu ene ahensem ewo omagan na mu a enya de se wobetumi atu ho na mombia na obeyi otumfo oseetu ade asi nchen efise papa no efrise wonum ade ne tena abanya so ebesi eneyi no wabo pa amagana ahensem ene ewiase amansan hodo ahensem atimi agina brane wama akono anigye atimi aba ahenie ene amamuo eho eno nti wonum aba na kachi se de beya efutuo bia ya esefota wonum no wonsa betumi aka ade afiri ne ho na aboa ma wonum so na muntu a wo betuo na aboa ama oman na amamra ni amane so yetimi abɔ ho ban ne agye asi wonum na anyranti no wonum aba manhia se de beya kotokohene ane wonum ebetwetwe nkomo na ne nyansa dodo a otumfo nyankopɔn de adom no ɔde bi ama wonum so na woni a eba ye no committee no etitirani honorable Fred Chei enso ebabi sanso na committee no the oye vice chairman Elvis Oseimensa dapa ani ranking members ahodo a wonum ka ho na epie mu awo manhia na ebra Fred Chei ane nsentrofo kasa no sei na o kire mu edefaye
knowing Otumfo Setutu as a major stakeholder in chieftaincy issues, not only in Ghana but across Africa and the world. We are on a working visit to meet the House of Chiefs, and first we needed to meet Otumfo. We'll meet Otumfo today and have interaction with him and to let him know our mandate, which he graciously received that today, and espouse some issues which he believes that as a parliamentary select committee we can take up on the floor of parliament, in as much as we are all working to improve on the state of chieftaincy and its contribution to national development. You know, before the arrival of democracy, we have our revered kings and chiefs that led the governance of the people, and the constitution also gave them the rights and the role to play.
Ranking member lawyer Obri Yabua and Elvis Osei Mensandapa, vice chairman wonum editu jachire muse ensem wodo ne kokoamu nkomo a wonum ne Otumfo Osei tudi ye nyina wakurchire ediagu nkrata so ya wonum edi kopiemu wo mrahye bedwafie se de beya obebobo ho na wahye ekwampa ya ebetumi aboa oman Ghana ahensem ene amamre ne amane esum akuo ahodo wo oman Ghana mu na aboa ma eno so atimi agina brane se de beya asumdue ne nka bomba akoye ebetumi adadi wo oman Ghana mu se de ye hwehwe no no wode bi sei atuja
ebrebia ye beba manhia ha no yesua ade foforo waka bebre yeso yete na asopam ensem no kwakọ yese de okan ye no nyina ewo mu trodo na ahemfo sam de se ma ho tichima na chese oman no na wose ye bono enti ye kwe yeso yewura babin ye bema na so ate se ye ba ye no consensus yewura arizini ebra ohene bia wo man mu beyi ni ti se one de o part A ana part B no the probability say obetima bu attention no ebe heading enti as a vice chairman ye na ye futu ni say ahemfo wo ye man mu na ye nka ye humom na ye ntwe ye ho free political parties mu se ne be ya ye betima bu attention ni
Yamfa yeni enche epoye mantemo na Akwadum Health Center ni yakopie. Apomdimu mpenimfo ya wonmo ewo ho ebo amane se mfidie ya wode ya adwuma wa Akwadum Health Center na mfidie ni nyina ya dada tetede pa. Enti ama apomden gie ehwo adwuma ayeden ama wonom ayasabia ho wo ba ho pa na abehwe se de mpenimfo wo mani abre na mfifreti wono wote heso so obehwa yarefo a no kwasem se na asefem. Na physician assistant awasha Akwadum Health Center so Salima Salami wano ena ejina ayasabia nyina na mu na wode adesere eto mpanimfo anim se baabi a won masam awraho kese pa maternity center ene owura maternity ho a emfidie a wo modigi a wo nyina ye nipa nke beka so ayetete kwa emfidie ni nye tetede ya enen ka wo munya modern ones anke beboa won ama awoje etimi akoso ntentem ama won aba ni sei na dada no nti emma midwives ane wonmo a eje awo ewo ho no wonmo entimi enye bibia mfamoa abatan a wo ba awo so ewo ho na wo se nansen enamrahye bedwani yo wo New Jabe North wadi emfidie bi ebre wo mo we ya abafudie nanso wo mo eda ase no na wo sere se bi mra biem apomden aya asabia ho no Wamadjuma wayano edos papa padada wasom enipa bebre ya wamo ba so obeja yaresa enti mfidia mrahye bedwani ni de ba ye nde womani agye ho nanso wosre woni a Nyankopon ato wo nsem no wobie na wata ya adoye ema afoforo ene obi bia wo pepa se wobeboa Akwadum Health Center ama pomdenjia papa abentimemufo aboboa no se wo meye won momoa wo hia modern equipment emfidie ya eye abefodie ede agu ayasabia ho ayitetedie ni nyina afiri ho na aboa ama won matimi asom manfo sompa ewo ho.
In fact, one morning me buy no and I make catch them say sia na MP fee ha na me say oh ene ma missing no narrowly na yes you buy no oko around na oko around no ono anani hu ni ekoso ewo facility ha say nti ohun say there be ye fa atete mu because nyama na ye use sesia no na enimu aye in the sense that pregnant women no ba no mo ba be wo a ye bed no ya na nye comfortable bed a ache yie nti na nyama ne bi enhye da enye papa nti omo ba na de omo to so kra na aya sem tintin but np ba na obehu ye no na ye bo na mane no see you yen entro enfambra no no so hu se ne obeya obeboaye ena nyame aya adoma ene de wetin me the delivery bed na abo abreye delivery bed mpo no na senka wo sika wo de beto bia how to get it no mpo asem unhu baby a wo benya bi kra na wato na ye duan kasa se nyame se kan ye no how to position the woman to be able to deliver no na one kasa unhu send the one same position oba no yie because your position I the awo but not send the bed in it no untimi position oba ne sa na almost so no say who position be for a long time by all means wo be bre because when you comfortable nti na wo say wo down ho abra opesa wo da ne say no na wa bre that position ti wo da ne
ye mami ano esi ya pe na ye wura wono na ye emrahye bedwani ewo New Dwaben North abato mpeso aso no okoye won mado ye na osei ejei editu dwasa apomuden de yade a edona koma so papa panti abre bia ya wo beti se apomuden bia ya na se edugye bia bi ewo ne mpeso aso na wo ho kire wo no ya na wo peso obetutu mirikam tentem na waye na famu de bia obetumi ede aboa wo no manunti ene obehunu se Akwadum Health Center for ebre na won mo ehiampa e mapemfo beda so no mo awo ya wotutu mrika eye bi e ma wonom no na enso ho a obekoso a abom pempen ahye edugimia ene ya asam ya hodo a ewon pesua no so ba bia amoa esase ekono wode ebeko na wosra nursefo ene adwumayefo e wo Akwadum Health Center say ne wode abre wo mu yi won hwe so yie na atena ho ache
parameters are me use as member of parliament ewa ha say health ye na education nso yenkola no itimi eboa mu yi a New Dwaben North ye wo future yenso be fa yentoma pa efra entina na health ma start health yi na mi twam kra na me bai na me hu say omonema no enye na me se da bi enye we pe anabesi mesre hospital administrators ne say enema na ede bre omo no omo mfa ne say eye omo dia momo mfa ne say o mind dia no bi so enye sika nto nema ne bi ama mo be ne den etimesere omo enema no omo nhwe so yie senia ye to aba no say san ba after be 2 years na ehun conditions enema na to ne so oh Akwadum enema de ba yi ma hwe so yie ni asa atofoforo ama omo ye education nso me launch the MP's Educational Support Fund for first year in
Ghana Publishing Company adwumakuo bi a my Ghana enwomasia mu wonum edimu tintiman pa frise se eba my Ghana se yentintim nwoma ahodo mfamo ama sukufo wonum enya binkenkan na mo wonum dada adesua wonum edimu entintiman na no na opanimpa ya oda sa Ghana Publishing Company ya no nana akosi buate ede tu dwa kire mu sesei wonu mu pagya won dwumadie mu sede be ya abafo kwan so ebetimi aboa na sede wonum customers oni wonum edi dwuma no wom so ani suade hunu anase ade a wo hwe ani mu kwan se obetimi aya aboa wonum na ama wonum dwadie etimi akoso no wo beye na ade ba ko pa edi mu tintiman ene se akoniabadie edema wonum staff metre marketing department no eyade eda wonum akoma so entie nei wonum edi cars esen ahodo pi na wonum aka kire ehira so ede ama wonum se wonye na wonfa ni wonjuma se de beya akɔneabadie mu wɔn betumi akɔ ntem na waba ntem na aboama wɔn dwumadie nso atumi ayɛ hyewhyew sɛ de bɛyɛ a nwomosua nso betumi afa ne ntoma pa afura wɔ my Ghana mu ebra akosi nana akosi boate ane nsɛntrɔfoɔ kasa no ɔka ne sei.
Over the years, the company's fleet of vehicles, these I-10 vehicles, bought in 2015 for operations and marketing, have not only gotten old, they have also become too few for the work that we do. Last year, we specifically set up a marketing department and a commercial sales department. The effect of that was that, there was more pressure on these vehicles because marketing has to go out. And we assured, management assured you all the staff and the union that we would make the best effort to acquire some additional vehicles to use the operations that we have. So this afternoon, Director Admin, you together with the union and the sales and marketing team and the commercial sales team, I want to hand over these two Jetor vehicles that management has acquired to boost the operations of the company. I believe that more importantly, the sales and marketing team will be effective beneficiaries of the vehicles. I want to put it into your hands, and I would urge you to put it to good use. But more importantly, to whom?
Enra yebo amanye se Kumasi Kropon bedwa keme empanimfo etu anamon se de beya ahonidie hu nsem ebetumi agina brane na afa ne ntoma pefra wo Kumasi Kropon imo enu nti won mo ya adwene se obeto omani wasa abo akode de na ode mobile phone antenante a na we de Ghana fo aso den na oka bibia won mo ntienti womra edibinom ema wodo mo kokogina court man panimfo edi sika fine eto won mutiri so ehye se ebinom so enkodam sede ni keme PRO mame Henrietta etwetwe nkomo no wo kire se enipa wodo mo afa sa amra kwan ne so no mo mfiri nhia no ye efridu nwotwe ekosi aduonum nsia emanson ena emema enum na wo kire asotwe ahodo ya wode ema wonum asemi aka ho bi ama fache kase ene Kumasi Kropon mu adwadifo bi atwetwe nkomo bi sasa na mo ya kemefo ahyase sen eye ana se won mo nyai wotieti omanfo fa ahodie so na won mo kire mu a eye papa se kemefo etu ana mo a eti sei na won mo kra de enka wo benya won ya wo kire won no won fa sika bi ntu obi tiri so se won kotua enka ntempa no a na wode praye ahya won mo nsem ene ye kageti a waka won mo si won mo aprapra atete monchimonkam nanka Kumasi atenwan na sempanimfo ahye mra se ye nto ball enwu basa na won aso mo men se noa na won mo baye no de kemefo tu sa na mo no a na won mo di etu na ebre kwa animu no won mo hye animu sa asotwe ne be die mo den e de am omanfo se de be ya ebeye nhweso na obia asakra afi na kwan mone eho yentie se de enkomodie no ekoye
no mo ati efinu doso ti wo ye nwura na echiwa se utua 1002 no eye pa aban de mena papa aba ebebo ama oman mu ada ho say ye fa na wanya akwakodem next time no wonya enwura ngu baby rough
ka ebasa na ye manipa no ebia 1 hour ana 2 hours na ye manimpra Rona wono je nwura na tum punishment say ompra bi 30 minutes na nkoko na emu ye de ni tum ne de yesre punishment na de ma omo na yesre pa e ba sa na nipa no say ye man punishment na say opla be 30 minutes na ma ne se nwura ne de kwa obi nsu twam a obehu de yaye nipa no tinya don so be je nwura to kote ene mu mu say de ne ba akotum si e twena so ebi asere wo yire wo ma e ba sa asetena na emmoa
na enu de won hye mu kina pa na beboa
because ball and omodi go baby there are intend ever before super
o se omodi we se no kura besisi ye no e no kura aboa ya ma ha se ya te na ha nye kura di so omodi ba besisi na se ne nipa ne mfa metum no wo de be kwa akoto baby na ne mo be kire na mo abo ne kade no kura be ma obi nso hu a ono nso be fa ho de asua nyansa nya sa abo la no ye de dos do amakuma se kura anye fe ento mo be ya ne sa ma yen dia na de mo ya che obi aso na se obi so gyan che no onu su hu a e be ma nipa no nso ebe hu se ne ya menua no nto no so wonye sa e se obi de ba beto a ye che na ye nye ne hwe ni nti no ama se wayifo no mo fa ya no mo de ba beto wo fa no mo de ba beto nti ama e ha se ya tantan nti so mo be ya ne sa ma ye de a
If cho the American say ye hia das bi e wo krom because me no me hu say ye did das bi SCC has e ye manije say me yewura enya de say me de be de e be to fom but say das bi ni ho de a nipa ni nya de na wo de be to fom enti na me ma dwen say aprapra na oye prapra wo krom no na e ye me fe na so ade ba ko say na ye hu das bi bia e wa abontene ba me hu say ye did das bi SCC
enkomotwetwe akyere pefe se Kumasi kropon mo adwadifo aye krado se won mo ebedi KMFo emra ya won mo de abafa ahunidie ho nsem ho na KMFo mo de bin ne kosi won aye ma na mo akofa se de awia bra ne sei na bolaka yi aye ma na esi ho ya na no so entwa yi enu nti omanfo di mra so no mo so mo hyehye mu ni so pepepe na ahunidie no mfa ne ntoma pemfra Millennium Construction na ye de aseda ema no komo ho na kopa asase a wo pe ato na wonim obi a wo de be hya ne nsenti eja oboda na ene dadwene no asase ne ba bi a wo pa to bi asaye Ghana hanko ade a wonom na mekamfo akyerɛw wo be Kumasi bo hyen na Yas Junction anasa numbers no go screen ne so no wo fa na one empanimfo yi atwetwe enkomo sɛdeɛ wo pɛ oniema bia ye fa construction ho sɛ ya dansie ho niema anasa wo asase na pesa wo ton no ɛno so de hye wo mo nsa wo mo bɛyɛ wo madaroma ɛne abesom mo kase mo medi ɛde AFIA twumwa ketri mene
Obrempong apesi jebo
ɛne abesom mo yɛda mo nyina se ɛne mo bre yɛ sɔre so a obrafie dwumadi ɛbɛto aso